Very cool.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Happy Monday, everybody. So I love doing this. Today is Agent Networking Day. So we're going to break up into Zoom rooms, and we know the greatest value in this whole community is all of you. So look, as you guys start your week, a couple things I want you to keep in the forefront of your mind. The majority of humans, for whatever reason this year, this summer, seem to be mentally checked out. Has anyone else noticed that? Like people are like gone in la la land. And look, for all of you, I'm going to say this to you. If I were an agent right now, and I can just put it through my own perspective, I 100% would be taking time with my family and doing vacation. But I also would realize that what we're living through is the biggest change and most challenging time and future that's ever existed in this industry. And you guys all know me. I'm not dramatic or anything like that. But think about this. You have commission cutters, you have discounters, you have all the pending DOJ litigations, which will change the way that buyer's agency and the way we get paid work forever. You have low inventory and high interest rates. Have you ever dealt with a market that has all five of those factors at once? The answer is no. And look, with how high the rates are and pending rate hikes, inventory is not going to unlock for a while. Buyer affordability will continue to go down. Inman released that 1/4 of commissions goes to part-time agents that they say are unethical, unskilled, and everything else. So if you look at just the transaction volume going down, a quarter, 1 out of every 4 deals or dollars that are getting paid out going to people that don't deserve them and are offering bad service, plus what the future holds with the inventory not being unlocked, the interest rates going up, and that buyer's agent lawsuit, you either have a massive problem or a massive opportunity. And, you know, I was talking to an agent when I was in Lafayette, actually, and at the end of Lafayette, someone asked me, they go, you know, we just saw this panel and it was weird because this happened by accident. We had the #1 agent team in Tahoe. We had the #1 team in Colorado. And we had the #1 team in DFW, Dallas, Fort Worth area. And they're like, number one. They're like, so what have you learned? And I'll share this with you. There's desire and there's commitment. And if you want to fall into your desires every day, you're not honoring your commitments. But if you're honoring your commitments, you will no longer fall to your desires. And each day you have a choice of what you choose to do. See, someone asked me a follow-up question. They said, well, what does that really look like? I said, what and who? And they say, what does that mean? It says, what do you need to change your relationship with and who? See, the people in our lives know us through the context that they've always known us. So if you look at your present state and your future state and you're creating a new version of yourself, it's going to change the context that you interact with the majority of people in your life. And it's going to freak them out. They're going to think you changed. You don't think you're going to have time for them. But, you know, it'd be unfortunate if you guys had the losses in your business and your life as a result of not changing your who and what. Does that make sense to everybody? Because really what it comes down to one thing. If you're honoring your commitments, then you're disciplined. And if you're disciplined, you're honoring your calendar. Because literally a calendar is the most important things you need to do in a day that essentially can move the needle. So I'm working on finalizing a way to time block, prioritize, make a list, and build out a calendar that we're going to do for all the people in the playbook, all the people in N10, because I want everyone to have a baseline for doing this. Because I've realized most people are never taught how to keep a schedule, how to time block, how to prioritize tasks, how to take all the things you need to do in a day, a week, a month, a quarter, a year, and put it into a calendar. Would that be helpful for all of you? Because look, I believe down to every bit of my soul that for the people that are prepared for what's coming next in this market, there's more opportunity than there's ever existed before. Because you have to remember, trust is a feeling created by interactions and engagement. More uncertainty in the market, the people lean into the people that are clear, concise, and have a plan of action. And if you don't have these things and you're not practicing them every day, you're literally saying to yourself that there are other things in my life that are more important than my own future. Because the objections don't change, the challenges don't change, only the market changes. And the more you're prepared, the more confidence you have when you show up places. See, our clients are looking to avoid fear, doubt, and uncertainty because they already have that. But if we're going in with fear, doubt, and uncertainty, you ever see what two anxious people together are like? My God. It's like a conspiracy theory on steroids. Everything is bad. Everything is worrisome. But you put a bunch of optimistic people in, they're always looking for opportunities. So the saying goes, if you look at anything long enough, you can always find something wrong. If you look at anything long enough, you can always find something right. And you can always find an opportunity. So I just wanted to share that with you as you start your week. And look, it's all about minimizing the distractions and learning how to say no to bad clients, to bad choices, to distractions, following that 10-minute business plan. Anyone been doing that 10-minute business plan since we gave it to you? A few. And if you haven't, you know what the best day to get something started is? Today. So we're gonna split up. Let's see, there's 98 people. We'll split into groups of 3, Hersan. And here's what I want you to do. Number 1, everyone go and open their CRM. If you're driving, don't do this. I see the majority of people have their cameras on today. Good morning, Melissa Rubin. And for the other people, we'll see a massive drop off in people if they don't want to turn their camera on, but you can't meet somebody with a black screen. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is turn your camera on. Second thing you want to do is open your Compass CRM. So this is how you adequately network with agents. The first thing is you're going to put them in as a new contact. Now you're going to think about tags. You're going to think about, you could put Chirag Shah Coaching like in as a tag so you know that you're in the community. You need something to identify where you found these people from. The next thing you want to do is their tag is type in their geographic area and write the word agent. So John Jenkins, it could say Silicon Valley agent, right? It could say for Lori Hawkins, San Francisco East Bay agent. By the way, if I look at this, Mo, it's 6:30 in the morning there. John, Lorraine, Clarence, Leslie, right? In Texas, it's an hour earlier. Mary Murphy. In Austin, it's an hour earlier. Look, draw inspiration. In Denver, it's an hour earlier, right? So Caroline, and this is just the first screen. Draw inspiration. There are people waking up ready to go. And if someone else can do it, you can too. So you're going to put the tags in there so you have a way of identifying them. So you're going to want to quickly introduce yourself. So I'd say, my name is Chirag Shah. I'm an agent in Westport, Connecticut. The best skill I have in my business that I can be helpful with other people are blank. And the thing I need help with most in my business is blank. So now you know how to connect with people. And those 2 statements, right? Your value statement of what you're really great at that you could share with somebody else. And don't devalue yourself and say, everyone's good at something. It doesn't matter. You have some skill. You might be the best listener. You might be the best at a pitch, a buyer pitch, whatever it is. But when you start understanding what people's needs are, then you can start connecting in a more meaningful way. Does that make sense? Because we can all get on this thing and just literally sit here and bitch and complain about the market. 100%. Oh, this happened and this thing doesn't work right. It's not the point of these conversations. So we're going to break you guys up into Zoom rooms, groups of 3. So for those of you that don't have your cameras on my screen 3, start turning them on. So you guys normally don't turn your cameras on, so I can kind of look at you guys and say, nice to meet you. Isabel Rowe, your camera sideways. Let's see. Allison. There we go. Flop out your hair. We're all good. Now, if you have a question, drop it in the chat before we get started. And remember, it is so much more valuable for you to turn your camera on. Make sure your geographic area is there and make sure people see who you are. All right, so let's see what questions people have. Yes, it's also important to add them as a contact in your phone. So share your contact information as well. All right, anyone have any questions? John, man, coming with the heat this morning. Thank you. All right, if your camera's not working, we'll have one person with a justifiable black screen. At least you tried. All right, so now we're going to split you up into Zoom rooms. And you'll meet 3 new people. And this is what our session is going to be, right? So each person can talk for 5 minutes. And then in the end, if you guys get done early and everyone's direct and to the point and doesn't speak on long run-on sentences, you should each just start sharing blank and blank is working in my business right now. And then just keep going in a round robin, and everyone's going to walk away with something valuable. You're going to feel more connected. And then if you feel inclined to, invite somebody to be your accountability partner. Everyone should leave with something today. And the thing that I find is I'll have these really successful agents go into groups and they're like, well, they're all in a different point in our business. I go, exactly. And that's why you can learn from them. You're going to get a different perspective. Everyone can learn something from everybody. And I always joke around with my son, who seems to have an answer for everything. I said, you're the smartest person in the room. He goes, why? Because you can answer your own questions. He goes, that doesn't make me the smartest. I go, exactly. So don't write this in the group chat. Save this Mo for the Zoom room. So Andrew Perry, 1, 2, 3, make the magic happen. All right. So who here had a great conversation with someone they didn't meet before? Who here got a new accountability partner? Not enough people. Look, I'm telling you, doing this alone, real estate agents are not the best at being left to their own vices. These thoughts in your head will cannibalize you. Aura and her daughter all in one place. I love seeing this. So look, I hope you guys had a great conversation, made a new friend. If I were doing this, I would send a personalized video follow-up. I know Callan, whoever's in his group, will probably get one, right? He's pretty good about this stuff. And look, relationships are based on one word: continuity. We all meet people, but the magic happens over time. It says you have to follow up with somebody 8 times to close them. So there's a chat in here. In the chat, there's a button to join the accountability groups. There's a whole list that you could add your name to, right? So now that everyone's back here, do you guys want to do this more frequently? Hit yes if you like doing this. An overwhelming amount of yeses. Cool. Mike Rivers, nice to see you. So a couple of things on a high level. We're going to be emailing everyone out in our weekly recap because we want to also, put all the accountability groups in one place, understand who's leading the groups, if you need more people, so we can help filling them out. I always say that, together we can always do and be more. So lean into the people in the group more. And those, as always, love in my heart. I love you all. I will see you all tomorrow. Make sure to sign up for your favorite expert mentor sessions. Send a follow-up to whoever it is that you met. And let this be the beginning of a great relationship. And if you do not have an accountability partner at least twice a week in your calendar, please go find them. As I shared with you in the beginning, it's going to be very challenging. And when you have people in different markets, you learn different strategies and different things. I can't tell you how many of our clients take what's working for marketing and lead gen in one market and bring it to theirs, because every market operates a little differently. So I hope everyone has a powerful start to their week. And remember, the most important promises are the ones you make yourself. They have magic. Bye, everybody.